Hi everyone and a very good morning. Welcome to our presentation for today. The case study that we are going to refer is Colgate-Palmolive Amsterdam Berhad against Chong Fong Wang and 12 other 2002. Do you enjoy our presentation?
Next is the table of content. Firstly, we will look into the fact of the case. Secondly, what are the issues that arose from this case? Next, is the judgments from the judge for this case. Lastly, add commentary based on the case.
Next is the fact of the case, whereby a number of senior technicians had made a complaints to the Labor Department that they had no longer been paid on the overtime charges as stipulated within the Employment Act after they worked past their everyday operating hours. The respondents had at all material times been in receipt of a salary in extra of Rm 1,500 and had also claimed overtime allowances from the appellant. One of the respondents in that appeal was an electrical technician, who had a chargeman's certificates, and had admitted that he was a skilled electrician.
In this case, the workers are attempting to show that they had been and entitled within the scope of the Act, seeing that they were manual workers.
Moving forward is the issue of the case. From this case we managed to identify two main issues, which are firstly, whether the technicians were considered within the scope of the Employment Act as their wages were above the ceiling set in the first schedule. And the second issue is whether they were considered as manual laborers.
Furthermore is the judgment of this case. Firstly, it is essential to determine whether the work in question is purely physical in nature as opposed to work which has a physical or manual content but which is really dependent upon acquired skill, knowledge or experience. As for that, the court found that, while the technicians did have some duties which could be considered manual work, they did not spend more than half of their time doing this work. More than 50% of the technicians' time was spent on non-manual work. Hence, the technicians were not manual workers.
Lastly, commentary. The general nature of the employment has been considered by the court to be physical in nature, because they have no desk jobs or offices has been allocated to them. They do not work using paper, pen or require the use of computers. Manual labor involves physical effort. It is therefore not manual labor if the only labor involves brain and intelligence work. Although some will require manual work, it cannot be assumed that the person doing the work is a manual labor, and therefore it cannot be agreed that the person is engaged in manual labor. In such case, senior craftsmen, electrical technician, instrument technician, wastewater technician and boiler attendant, in which despite their use of hands in performing their tasks, it does not undermine the objective of their work, which is the use of their minds and their analytical skills. Although almost any work can have expertise and intelligence applied to it, many jobs that consist mainly of manual labor, such as fruit and vegetable picking or manual digging, can often be performed by unskilled or semi-skilled workers. Therefore, the connection between manual labor and unskilled or semi-skilled workers is partial but simple. Based on economic and social conflicts of interest, people may sometimes misinterpret the partial connection into a misconception that equates manual labor with lack of skills, lack of ability to apply skills or improve skills, and with low social status. As the Act intends only to protect specifically specified groups of employees, the definition of manual labor is not meant to be interpreted liberally, as otherwise there would be no need in the first schedule of the Act for the other exceptions. Furthermore, the responsibility is on the employee to show he falls under the Act.
Well, that's all from us. Thank you, and we hope you do enjoy our presentation. Bye and see you soon again.